guys, welcome to this edition of Relationship Flow with Covenant Amara. Now you can all agree with me that it has really been an incredible moment with the ex Big Brother Niger housemates during their reunion. Okay, let's begin with Esther and Frodd. Okay, we all knew what Frodd and Esther had while in the house. Okay, it was just like a startup point. They were together, seeing each other. Now, most of them, when they got out of the Big Brother Niger house, we expected them to flow outside. Okay, now it was just like coming out was a discovery point. You can never know people enough. While they were there in the house, they were just confined to each other. They were just about each other, knowing each other. But when they got out of the house, the game became different. Now, like, they're exposed. Coming out of Big Brother Niger house, now people get to meet them. They get to meet people, other top famous actors, and famous people. The level has changed. Okay, so this is challenging. Sometimes it's a challenging situation in relationship. Okay, when you're in a particular area with a particular person, you just like fond of each other because of what you're limited to. Okay, or probably because the environment just limited you to each other. But once you leave that environment and you're out there where you're exposed, you see people, you get to meet people of different classes and status, different calibers. Okay, you don't have to make your choice. So I think this is one of the things that happened to the XB Brother Niger housemates and their relationship. Most of them changed. Most of them became something else when they got out of the Big Brother Niger house. They're no longer feeling satisfied. They no longer feel satisfied with the one they met in the house, the people they used to know. And I'm certain that even before they got to Big Brother Niger house, some of them were into a relationship that didn't work out after they went to Big Brother Niger house. In fact, some of their relationships changed from the inside house. Even some of them that are still dating, they were still dating in the house, had relationships outside the house. Now you see how life is. You see how life affects a relationship. Status affects relationship as well. Environment also affects relationship. Okay, Frodd, Esther, Diane, Mrs. relationship, all these relationships have been affected in one way or the other because of where they are now compared to where they used to be or where they met. All right, now let's talk about Esther and Frodd fully. Okay, these people are friends. We saw all that in the house. We thought probably something is going to work out between them. But when they got out, they were still seeing each other. They started seeing each other, yes. But why didn't their relationship work? Esther had her own, you know, her own reservations about Frodd. Like, he didn't open up. Not really that he didn't open up, but he wasn't straightforward. He didn't propose. He didn't ask her for a date or something. He didn't define the relationship, and it's really a big challenge when you don't define the relationship you're into. Like, what are you into? What are you doing? Why is it taking you time to define the relationship? She is not asking you to propose. Okay, but let's understand what we are into. Are we dating? Are we seeing each other? Are we going out together? What are we doing? I think that's what Esther was trying to, was expecting from Frodd, but Frodd never had time to do that. Now, Frodd has his own reservations as well. He said, Esther was so secretive. Like, he wasn't sure who he was going out to or he was about to go out with. Esther was not expressing herself. Esther wasn't expressing herself. So he didn't really know, he didn't really understand Esther fully. So it became a challenge in the relationship. Okay, these things happen in relationship. Both of them they like each other, but they've not made up their minds to define their relationship because they have something else in their mind. Something is going on in their mind of which they both find difficult to express. They never talked about it. Okay, if Esther had asked Frodd, okay, what are we into? Probably Frodd would have explained something. So it became a challenge between the two of them. So in every relationship, it's better you know who you're going into relationship and define the relationship. Esther had his own problem, Frodd had, and they didn't talk about it. You see why communication is very, very essential in every relationship. So let's keep our relationship going through our communication, sincerity, honesty, open up. So it's good we keep our relationship healthy, open up. Let's not, relationship is not a bed of roses depending on how you handle it. Okay, so I wish you all the best in your relationship. That's about Esther and Frodd. Thank you once again for joining Relationship Flow today with Covenant Amara, and I believe you picked something out of this. We'll see you again next time. And please do not go on without subscribing to this channel. See you again next time.